discussing about the Kano model. We were discussing about different ways to collect the VOCs, VOB and VOE. Now there was few questions that we should know about how we translate these VOC to CTQ so that it becomes a measurable, feature for us to understand and what that customer is looking for. Okay. So now, to make you understand better, there is one example which I always share with trainees. Just look at what is there on the screen, and it's a very simple example. So there was a customer, whose issues are mentioned here. So he said, I phoned this airline and I got through the number after several attempts. These are just customer who's saying. Then I was put on hold. Then I had to step through many option menus. Okay. I could not find what I wanted in any of these options. I was asked to wait for the next available operator. The voice said, all our customer service representative are currently busy other customer. It keeps repeating. Your call is important to us. Please be online. You will lose your position in the queue if you hang up. I was desperate. I decided to hold on. After minutes of listening to the boring music, I finally got through. But the customer service representative told me to meet them personally. Okay. Which means they were not able to fulfill the customer requirement at the end. Now, a question for all of you is, from entire conversation which I've just talked about, which is there on the screen also, what is the VOC in this above situation?
A detractor customer?
That is the outcome. That is the outcome. If I have hold time. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So just let me repeat my question so that everybody understand. This is one of the customer who narrated the entire situation. Okay. And now after reading the entire story, what do you think is the VOC in the above situation? Is there any one VOC?
Cycle time.
Or there are many multiple things that he's talking about? Let's.
They are quite
multiple.
Yeah.
It's a first time resolution.
First time resolution, that is an outcome for sure. That we all agree. This customer called some airline and they were not able to meet his requirement. But in between, even though they were able to meet his requirement at the end, do you think he was a satisfied customer?
No.
He was kept on hold. He had to call it multiple times. Then there were so many options. He was kept on waiting, etc., etc. So there are many VOCs in this situation.
Maybe voice of customer can be easy accessibility.
You say voice of customer is
easy accessibility.
Yes. So my question is, yes, that is for sure. It is there. My question was, is there any one VOC that he or she is talking about, or there are multiple?
At every step, he has shared a lot of feedback. So everything he had to follow.
Maybe
there are multiple.
Seems to be multiple.
So
it could be. Yeah. Please go on.
Yeah. So there are multiple different parts of the process that could be acted upon. So, like you cannot go it in. You cannot get through in the first attempt. Your hold is for a long time. The music that is on the hold was very boring, and in the end, the customer service representative cannot resolve the issue on the phone. So he has to meet them personally, which makes it all this whole thing.
Yeah, even at the end, there was no resolution.
Yeah, these all are different areas that can be focused on. So there are multiple views. VOCs.
Absolutely. So there are many multiple VOCs which this customer narrated. Okay. So let's understand it. Okay. Now, if I just categorize it here, okay, that what that customer is looking for is VOC this that I want simple and quick service. If I translating it to what this customer is saying, okay, I'm just just translating it into VOC, not into a CTQ yet. I'm just, because that was a customer scenario that we talked about. He talked about, I want simple and quick service, which means he wants easy menu system. I want the service I'm seeking to be one of the options. I want an operator to talk to me as soon as I, get to that number. I want the solution available to my kind of issue or a challenge that I face. Then in this particular situation, the VOC map to the service or a product requirement, okay, which could be ease of use as seen by the customer. It could be end to the end cycle time as seen by the customer. It is ability to provide that service that the customer is looking for. So when in this particular scenario, the customer not only talked about that there were a lot of menu options, they were not customer reach out, he also looked at the fact that the end-to-end cycle time, that is also very high. Okay. He also focused on the service representative that never reached in, and he also talked about that there was the service that I was looking for was not in company. If we try converting this VOC into measurement, it could be the number of minutes taken to reach an operator. It could be number of minutes taken to complete the service. It could be whether or not the service request was completed. That is also measurable. Yes or no, it's a binary, but yes, we can quantify it. We can make a data out of it. It could be a customer rating on a 1 to 5 scale on different parameters like ease of use, prompt service, very easy, moderate, difficult, etc., etc. So from here, once we start collecting that data, we would clearly understand that what that customer is looking for from VOC to CTQ perspective. In the previous scenario, there wasn't any discussion around what customer is saying. It is a responsibility of the project leader or the person who needs to identify that what the customer is saying. Okay? If this is something which is narrated, maybe to his friend, maybe to his family. However, if it would have been narrated to somebody, maybe he has done an escalation, maybe to it could be a CXO escalation, it could be the escalation to the CEO or maybe to the regulation also. Then it is the responsibility of the team to ask certain things in terms of a measurable way. Then only we'll be able to quantify that. Okay. If there is a group of data, if there is a responsibility of a team who is supposed to collect all this data, then they keep a check on asking certain questions when it comes to the quantified version. So coming back on this, in a nutshell, this customer wants simple and quick service. This customer wants the service to be done at a very easy manner, easy to complete, and somebody should be able to help me with it. So that's how you'll be able to convert the VOC into the measurements. And converting VOC into measurement is called CTQ, critical to quality. Critical to quality. Yes, please go on.
Sorry, Samarpreet. I have a question here. So on the point number 3 in the measurements section, like whether or not the service requested was provided, like you said, it will be a binary response, yes or no, of course. But then is that like something we will not want to get into the measurement, or the measurement always has to be a numerical continuous thing, something like that? Just my curiosity to understand.
It is not only the number of occurrences that we look at, but sometimes the question is either a yes or a no. That would also be considered as measurable, because the customer has given some weightage to it.
Okay, so the binary response is also something we could take it as a measurement.
Yes, absolutely, we can.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how we convert a VOC into a need of the customer, and then need or want into a CTQ. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions to ensure that you've understood it or not. So I will give you certain situations, I'll give you certain scenarios. Please participate please say whatever you think would be, because it is something which you are defining as one of the CTQ for that. So I will give you a VOC, and I want you to give me what is the need of the customer. So this is a need. Okay, this is a need. So this was VOC. I've just go back. This was a VOC, which you can see here. From VOC, I converted the need, and from need, we converted the CTQ. Here you see number of minutes, whether or not, on a rating. Okay, so this would give me a potential opportunity that where we should work. So let me give you certain situations, and then we would be able to convert. So you can always ask me questions, or you can assume and give me an answer also. So it's up to you. Okay. So the first scenario is your contact center is full of noisy sounds, or I would say there are a lot of noise at your contact center. So this is a VOC that I've given. So I'm a customer, I can say anything, right? It is you who need to convert this into CTQ, to need to CTQ. Whenever I call your contact center, it is very, very noisy. So who would like to understand this and convert into a CTQ? Anybody can come up and try this. Your contact center is very noisy. Did we understand the question? Want to try?
Contact center is very low.
Contact center is a customer care center where if I have any query or any complaint, sorry to use the word contact center. Sorry.
Call center.
It's a call center. Yeah, it's a customer care center. Like if I'm not happy with Vodafone, I call them. I tell them that But here, I'm not shared anything. I said there's a lot of noise there when I call them. So now it is my VOC. Please tell me what is my CTQ. You can assume it. You can ask me a question also. I want to understand whether given a VOC, would you be able to calculate a CTQ or not? I've given you a very difficult situation, I know, but that's what I always do.
So there can be a question whether or not you were able to get the answer for the question you had, right? What they conveyed back to you, or a feedback whether you were able to understand or not.
So let's take a situation here. You face this issue, or sorry, I face this issue as a customer. Simar has faced this issue as a customer, and Simar has given a complaint to the CEO of the organization.
Right.
So now I have not said anything yet. I have not said anything. It is you who need to ask, understand what I'm looking for. I've just said it once.
Yes.